Good morning, Cancer. Six of Pentacles. I am being called to do another Cancer reading. So we're just going to keep going, I guess. We're just going to go with it. I have to be obedient in my spirit, don't I? And I feel as if transmitting this Cancer energy now, I'm starting to really feel the flow. I'm starting to really feel the clear direction in which way I need to go. Moves are being made, transitions are appearing. It's looking beautiful. So good here. So good here, he says. So good here. Lord, what's going on with these Cancers again? Let's see. It's a huge, like Cancer, your presence is here. You are known. Like things are not, all right, Lord, I see what you're doing. We had one flow off the counter there, the dresser. I see it now, 111. 10 of Swords. So we have 10 of Swords there. We had 6 of Pentacles, 6 and 10. This overall control is starting to really make its way, because if the 6 is here and the 10 is here, there's 4 in between, but their 4 has to be there before that 6. So do you see how this inner strength is really starting to make its way? If we have the 4 before the 6 and the 4 conjoins with the 6 and the 10, there's the 4 in between, but there's also 4 back here within that 8. Now, if that 6 is there and the 2 more is here, then the 2 more is there within that 4. But if the 4 is there, then we have 2 more for the 6 and we have 2 more for the 2. So we're seeing 6 and 2. We are seeing this magician energy really starting at your root here, Cancer, to move things forward in the right direction for you, sweetheart. I mean, there's so much to divide from you. And as this new transition continues to come, I mean, it's kind of like, oh gosh, what's that game, you guys? What's that game? It's like Simon Says, but it's the colors. You know what I mean? It's like the primary colors plus the green, and you have to follow the pattern 2, 2, 2. You have to follow the pattern in order for it to balance out, in order for you to move on to the next round. You know, so which pattern here is it that you continue to make? 2, 3, 4. That only keeps you in this right direction here. So when we redo this pattern, there's one extra move that he's wanting you to take that you have not made yet, and it is going to bring in so much good. The ending is here. The wheel of your fortunes is moving in the right direction. It would have to. It also has to move in the wrong direction to bring everything away from you. So as this transition moves, you're being pulled to open yourself up and bloom and open out and operate out of your true spirit. But the true inside matter of where you've been, where you're going, and where you're becoming now, like we talked about, is going to be on the inside. So as within, so without. So if you're harboring negative energies, past life traumas, past generational curses, anything that causes you to have a self-harm behavior, trauma bonding is here, codependency. And this isn't just like, there's addiction here as well, and the codependency isn't just on substance abuse, honey. Codependency issues and addiction issues can also be towards a person, can also be towards yourself in the sense, because your sense is this victim, and if your victim is overruling everything, you're not going to have the means in order to stand up. And if you can't stand up against a person in your 3D, how are you going to stand up against yourself in the 5D to be able to give yourself that equal give and take? How are you going to do all of that? We saw that strength. I've seen that strength since the very beginning, and I see your potential, so I'm honoring it. 411, the security, the stability is here. And that 4 has been there since that 8 showed itself between that 6 and that 10, 2 by 2. Okay, let's see what these are here. He pulled these out from the middle of the deck while we were talking, and then that bottom of the deck, he really wants this card here. Do you see it? This one here. He really wants it. So let's move forward. We saw that 6 of Pentacles, that 10 of Swords. Also, what I want to mention, Cancer, is if we have the Swords here, 4, 4, 4, 2 by 2, we'd have to have the Pentacles. So we have 10 of Swords and 6 of Pentacles. You're overthinking too much of your potential. You're not recognizing your potential, and you're not recognizing that the one door that you need to go through is what's going to unlock your potential. If we have 10 of Swords, we must have the 6 of Swords over here, because the 6 is being represented over here in the Pentacles, the potential, the earth energy itself. So 6 of Swords is here, hanging up in your mental capacity. But there's 4 extra swords. We saw that 411. So there's 4 of Wands there and 4 of Swords. So you're really ascending. The worst is over. You're gaining the stability of your old ego, being shedded away, because that's what the Lord does. He divides you from whatever doesn't make you peaceful, right? 411 is there, and then that 4 of Swords, the front and the back. So what do we have to look forward to then? The 6 of Pentacles is there, then 6 of Cups would have to be there. If the 4 of Wands is there, the 4 of Twos, then the 4 of Threes is coming. The missed opportunity to return home to yourself, to no longer operate out of these human conditions that you have been taught and that you have been fixed in. There is a fixed mindset. You never understood that there was always an opportunity to learn something different. You always had the choice to change your mindset. But because we've been so trafficked in our flesh here, in our spirit has not been able to operate our brain. So when these human conditions come, because our truest light being is trafficked in this flesh scientific tested, we are not our truest form. We have to fight our flesh, because flesh is always against spirit, isn't it? If you're fighting against someone that you need to have the boundaries, you're not fighting against their flesh, honey. You're fighting against the spirit, the battery, the light, the charge, the circuit that is inside that vessel. So here comes this flesh. And if the flesh is low, then the vessel's going to be low. If the root is low, then the tree is going to be low. How are you going to be bearing fruit for all of that potential to come in? How are you going to start sowing seeds in order for this cups overall, the water that needs to come? And honey, you cannot be born again unless there is water, the holy water. And it is just so good. So good. I love it. So let's keep in mind that we are starting off from this Magician energy, 711. This is really your masculine energy coming in. Magician is going to be there to divide in that high priestess, that divine feminine, which is represented by that 6. But mostly this masculine energy is here, 2, 4, 8, and 10. 6 is only going to combine it in the portal for that 3, 6, 9, and 11 to in and out this all, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 3, 6, 9, 12, so on and so forth, 9, 11, 12. 11 brings in that extra portal for it to be divided and cut in all 4 directions, like that 4 of Wands, as it continues to bring stability over and over as it grows. Okay. All right. Let's see what these 2 cards are. We're just going to do them at the same time, he says. I love the Lord, and I love how truthful and consistent he is. If we had 6 of Pentacles, we have to have that 2 of Pentacles. So we have 2 of everything, 2 Wands, 2 Swords, 2 Cups, and 2 Pentacles. And then that damn 6 came out, man. Cancer, that's you. I mean, look at 6 and 9 here. Just flip this around once you're able to make that growth mindset happen and not the fixed mindset. There's all these self-harm behaviors that keep limiting you, and you've just gotten comfortable with it. You thought that that's how life was. You thought that that's how you were supposed to operate because your parents operated that way. Well, honey, I'm here to tell you, you are first generation to be able to clear that fixed mindset out and to be able to grow. And as you grow in this mindset, believing that things are meant to be for you, intending to bring in all that positivity, all of that potential, that equal give and take, that 6 of 4s that we saw at the very beginning, 9/11, thank you, Yeshua, for making yourself present. And if he did it, you can do it too. If he did it, you can do it too. The power to manifest is here. And this masculine energy has to work around this in order for that feminine energy to be found. You have this incoming, and I'll tell you how. This is all action. This is all action, a complete mirror, a complete division down there. We also have a 5 in between there. So this Hierophant energy, which is really on the backside of that 6. And we have seen that 6, that lover's generation. that Lover's card since the beginning with that 6. Lover's generation. Lord, what's Lover's generation about? I'm seeing, like, you know how we talked about it goes out like this at the very top of the spectrum. Okay, well, my daughter drew me this. Supposedly it's me with a cape and my robe on. Ain't that cute? But I'm going to use the back side here. All right, so as we see a chirograph happen, and the chirograph is how energy is going to move. A chirograph is actually founded, or the one that I'm thinking of is Albert Einstein tracked the chirographs of bees and how they moved. And how they move is they go, you know, and then they come back around this way, and then they come back around this way, and then buzz, 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 they come back around this way. So the Lord showed me the top of this action here, the as within and so without. But then we also have to have the opposite side of that, which is going to be this here, which is the 69, because it has to rise above from that Capricorn, the 9 to the 6, right? So here's the east and west, really, north and south, okay, of this chirograph. Here's the Tropic of Capricorn. Here's the Tropic of Cancer. And this is where he's trying to raise you through. And these portals here are all working together within these 4 tunes, either way direction you go for. North, south, east, west. 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 There's 5 times total within this action in this direction to be able to restart it from the very beginning for you to come home. Okay, for you to rise up and above to this Tropic of Cancer, because the Tropic of Capricorn will only hold you low in these low vibes, in these human conditions. But rising up here, honey, is actually going in. So this is the front and this is the back. But really, it's the outside and the in. So Psalm 119 brings in the sun and the moon, the overall powers that be. This all leads up to Lover's generation, because we talked about how you are going to be breaking cycles. You are a first generation of being able to restore your familial line here. And we talked about that, right? Well, this Lover's generation, and we did talk about that 6 of Pentacles coming out. We saw that at the beginning, which was just a shit show. How fun is that? And then we saw that 2 and that 4. Well, the 2 is here. And the 6 of Pentacles is there. So now we have to bring in that 4 of Pentacles, right? Because we have to take acknowledgement for it. So 624 is back here again, which is actually tomorrow. However, this Lover's generation and how he brought that out, you have 2 family lines. And we talked about how you had to break at least 4 generation cycle in order, when you returned home to yourself, that is the action that you would be doing. You return home for yourself, you will be restoring everything that is actually yours. 2 by 2, but 4 generations. Lover's generations. So you're not only breaking your paternal side, but you're also breaking your maternal side. 4 generations, 2 on the paternal and 2 on the feminine, the maternal. I am so sorry. I am so sorry that you have gone through so much. But when we suffer here on earth, it's because we are being given a greater purpose for humanity, to be able to celebrate once heaven comes. It's our opportunity to come home and make heaven crowded here on earth. And I understand what it's like to break these cycles. I understand what it's like to be disappointed in my parents. I understand what it's like to hold grudges against them. I understand what it's like to not feel good enough, to not feel worthy, to sit there in front of my own mother and be told, you did not come with an instruction manual, so I give up. Well, Mom, you didn't come with an instruction manual either, yet I'm here. A lot of this, sweetheart, is just being ready to move forward in forgiveness. The path of forgiveness that Yeshua took for you, he's already done it. He understands why you hurt so bad. He understands why you're being tricked from that devil energy, that low vibes, that Capricorn, because your parents were born into it. So therefore you were born into it. But just because your parents didn't choose to ascend, to honor their true selves, to love Jesus Christ the way that you do, doesn't mean that you can't do it. And honestly, the feeling of being able to move forward and do something that you were always told you would never be able to do beats the feeling of being oppressed. It beats holding on to the offenses. Because look, you have the ability to manifest anything you want, Cancer, and you're manifesting anxiety. How about we manifest the opportunity to let go of that mindset, to let go of the PTSD, to let go of the trauma, to let go of our father's trauma, to let go of our mother's trauma. Because they didn't know what they were doing, but you didn't know what you were doing either. So not only do you have to forgive them, you also have to forgive yourself. I love this too. This is projected for you. This will come. You want to know why? Let's talk about this arc here. 1 and 2 are loaded positively to repolarize you in the right direction, that 2 of Cups. And honey, if that 2 of Pentacles is right here, that 2 of Cups is on the backside. We have to take accountability for it. But look how your vessel, your arc, is loaded right now, 2 by 2. You have more unclean spirits in your vessel than you do clean spirits. And 2 hearts here for your paternal line, and 2 hearts here for your maternal line. Your grandparents there and your grandparents there. There is 2 generations, a total of 4, for us to clear out and accept, acknowledge, recognize, transmute our wounds into light here by the way of Jesus Christ, in this energy of choosing ourselves. Not choosing anybody else, but choosing ourselves in our own earth. Our own heart, really. Because look at this. All he does is want to move your 4 tunes over and over, inside and out, from your heart to your 3D earth. 5D to 3D, 5D to 3D. But that 4D, is Jesus, the gatekeeper. 1, 2, 3, 4 tunes to move you in the right direction from the inside out, honey. And he speaks of and is truthful and consistent that the inside must be cleaned before the outside. You have the power to clean the inside of your cup by 4. It's amazing the potential he wants to give you, and I hope you are allowing yourself to see it. Isaiah 25:7 is here. The Lord is going to rip the illusion, the veil off of all nations inside of you, your kings and your queens. And if we're doing this by 4 generations, that brings in all 4 kings and all 4 queens. Our King of Wands, our King of Swords, our King of Cups, and our King of Pentacles, all on the backside, the inside, to make everything good and happy. The Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. And it's all right here for you, sweetheart. He's been bringing pentacles out for you since we started really focusing in on your energy. This is a good happy birthday gift, ain't it? I love it. All right, my text just went off too. He's happy. He's a happy birthday, he says. Happiest of birthdays. Sheesh. All right, I'm gonna leave that bottom of the deck there because I feel like we still need to move on. Lord, let's do this. Let's do this 10 and 2. This 10 and 2 is here, which I absolutely love because he's now showing me Cancer. 10 and 2. The outside and the inside. What's gonna get you there? Ain't that beautiful? I love that so much. Let's add that 6 in. Let's add that 6. Let's see what happens when we add that 6 in. 4, 4, 8. 4, 4, and 8. So we're going to make our chirograph here, Lord. I see exactly what you're doing. Here's your 6, your 2 fish, your red fish, and your blue fish. Your 5 loaves and your 2 fish. Your 5 loaves equal 10 because there's 4 wheels. 10 because there's 5 loaves to your masculine side, your paternal side that you have to break, and 5 loaves on your maternal side. So this here is the top of this chirograph. This here is the bottom of it, so on and so forth. Either way, depending on how you look at it, both opportunities are correct. It is just the way that your mindset can travel, right? The way that your mindset will grow on. That's a 9 there, right? But it can also be a 6. So if you're looking at it and you tell me it's a 9, I'm saying, no, it's a 6. But I'm right as well. I also need to take accountability for, you know what, you're right too, because of the way that you're standing there. So this is how he wants to show you 4D, Cancer, is you have the opportunity to see past the illusion, to see past the fear, to see past all of the trauma that the Tropic of Capricorn, that devil, that snake energy wants to hold you down in his basket for. And honey, Psalm 119, the snake goes back to the tet, which is the snake in the basket, the devil's energy itself to hold you down because it's so overpowering. And do you want to know what number it is? It's the 8. It's the 8. And we have seen that 8. It is that strength overall. You have to have the strength to not be led into temptation. Make these boundaries from your parents if you have to. It is the best black sheep I ever made. What did I just say? I meant to say it was the best move I ever made, but then black sheep came out too. Black sheep. Black sheep. They're all black sheep. They're all black sheep. They can't be white sheep. Yeah, and that energy has to be transformed from the inside out. Yes, Lord. Yeah. I see what you're saying. So if you're one white sheep and all the black sheep, you're still going to stand out. You're always going to be the odd one out, sweetheart, because they cannot accept themselves. And if they can't accept themselves, honey, they're never going to be able to accept you. You are just like them. 2211. You have been made in their image by way of God's image. And God is telling you, look, it's here, it's now, it's time to choose yourself overall. And that powers that be, 2222, right there. 2 of Pentacles is 4 2s. 2 2 2 2. And this is amazing solid foundation of a start for you. That's beautiful. All right. Lord, let's clarify this 10 and 2 here. I would do them separately, but you want me to do them together. King of Pentacles. It's the father's line. It's the father's line here that really is just what's having the hardest time for you. I feel as if these mother issues, you know, Cancer, there's some of you who just have paternal wounds. There's some of you that just have maternal wounds. But then there's some of you that have both wounds. And that's why it's up to these 4 times. However, there's also this absence of a mother, and the father was only there, and the father is what really did the damage. There's also this opportunity of, you know what, once you're able to let God, Jesus in, the true king in your life is going to come over this heart. There might even be a stepfather here, I feel. A stepfather here that has been actually good to you to help you heal past the father traumas. Vice versa, there could be a stepfather here that was really, really abusive, but your true father. Did you see that orb there? Did you see that? I saw that. Oh my God, Lord. Well, thank you for being present. And yeah, I've got, oh, my shoulder blades are really starting to like vibrate up and out. Yeah, look at this. You have the power to manifest within your masculine energy, honey. Either way, this father wound, you know what? It's not yours to carry anymore, sweetheart. And as soon as you decide, you know what? I'm not going to carry it anymore. Your arc is going to be lifted. You will be risen above. And your true emperor in your heart will be there, which means the empress has to be there too. And if this is on the inside, then it will only happen on the outside. My goodness, King of Pentacles. I love that so much, Lord. And if that King of Pentacles is there, that Queen of Pentacles is there on the backside. She has to be because she came first. Lord, let's do this 6 of Cups. This 6 of Cups. I'm going to laugh if 9 of Cups comes out because that's that Cancer energy right there. That's 6 and 9 of Cups here. Let's see. Five of Swords. Very funny. We talked about that. 5 loaves and 2 fish. And the Swords here is just this mental anxiety. But your arc is still loaded negatively. You've got 3 swords pointing your heart down. He's here to restore your heart, put your heart in the right posture so everything can move forward for you, because all that's left is good. But honey, you have the ability to separate yourself from church and state. You have the ability to separate yourself from flesh and spirit. And when you do that, your spirit's going to take over the vessel and your flesh will begin to cooperate. 5 and 2. That's so funny, Lord. I love it. All right. One more here, and then we're going to get the bottom of the deck. Overall messages, Lord. What happens here? 8 of Cups, 2 by 2, 9 of Pentacles. That's so funny here. We saw that 9, and that 9 of Cups would have to be there with that 9 of Pentacles there. And it's also on the backside of that and the backside of that 8. All he wants you to see, honey, is you have had the capability of loving yourself truthfully from the inside out since the day that you were born. But we didn't know any better. We are stuck in these human conditions and we get so lost in ourselves and in our own world. We don't realize that there is that veil. There is the illusion. There is this haze of fog and confuction to keep us down low. What happens when we can break through that ozone layer? What happens when we're able to rise above and we see the whole universe there for us to the point where it's like, I can't even focus on what I'm seeing? You're going to have it all, honey. You have to walk away from your Old Testament to be born anew within the water here because he said so. I love it. Okay, this card here. 6 of Swords. Y'all, that card has been peeking out at me. 6 of Cups there, 6 of Swords. You are so good, Lord. Luke 12:49 speaks about this 5 and 1, right? We've talked about that. Luke 12:49 also states that the father against son, son against father, mother against daughter, daughter against mother, and then it reproduces on to be born anew and come home again within that emperor empress energy, mother to daughter-in-law and daughter-in-law to mother-in-law. It has to reproduce down at the bottom to come back up the tower here. I love that so much. The last thing that Luke 12:49 speaks of is that there's always 2 against 3 and 3 against 2. That 6 and 6 there, this portal here that's opening and closing for us is always 2 against 3 and 3 against 2. And that 6 is that Empress energy, this divine feminine energy to meet your Emperor energy. But then look at that. We've got 2s there with the swords and we've got 3s there with the cups. It is still 2 against 3 and 3 against 2. Cancer, you're coming home, baby. You are coming home and it just feels so good. It's like, let's go pack the car up. Let's go pack the car up. Yeah, let's bring that. I don't know if we're going to need it, but let's just bring it anyway. And you know what? Forget it. We don't have room. If we need it, we'll buy one when we're down there. Let's just go. Okay, but now we're like 3 hours away down I-5, going to like the Oregon coast or something. Let's stop at the gas station and get lots of snacks. Let's stop at the store. It's just this, you know what? Let's spontaneous. Let's just move. Let's just go. Let's just enjoy ourselves. The thrill of having a road trip. The thrill of getting to meet yourself again in your happiest state. All of this burden, the shadows, the weight will be lifted off times 4. We also talked about that 4 of Cups and 2 and 2. There's 4 of Cups right there and 4 of Cups right there. Queen of Cups, Cancer, I cannot with you. That was our last card on the bottom of the deck last time. Oh. I am so happy for you. Your potential is incredible. I have goosebumps up my right arm. And I hope you see this true love that's being held within you. If we have that 8 of Cups, 9 of Cups, then we have that 10 of Cups because that 10 of 2s is there. And we have that Page of Cups. You are his child of love first and foremost. And the love that you never got, the love that you always settled for was of earth, was of the world. And even 1 John 2:15. Oh, Lord. 1 John 2:15 tells us to deny the world and anything in it. Deny the world and everything in it. And you will gain the true powers the inside and the outside, the 5D, the 4D, and the 3D. It's all yours. Love you. Wounds into light.